Get straight analysis, no bending corners.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
Welcome back, everybody, to the show. Welcome back to Straight Talk Live on Echo FM. All right, it's time for us to go digesting this as we still expect one of our guests, and of course we have another one that just stepped in. Today we were supposed to have some party members. The ADC is here on phone live with us direct as we have connected with the publicity secretary of the ADC. Comrade, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, my man, buddy.
How, buddy?
Very fine. What of you?
We are good. All right. We also have the publicity secretary of the APP, Mr. Steve. Good morning and welcome for the first time in Echo FM.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
All right, Mr. Steve. You are making your debut here on this particular program because you are just the newly elected APC publicity secretary. Welcome above. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we have the publicity secretary of the ADC via the phone. He is in celebration mode. Honorable Mark Jonat, good morning. How, buddy?
Fine, my brother. How are you too?
No, wahala. I hear saying that they celebrate since last night. You sleep at all?
Yeah. It was celebration by Nigerians, not only on ADC members, because the coalition is owned by Nigerians. The ADC is to rescue Nigerians. We are only servants to the masses.
Okay. Now, with this judgment now, do you think that the ADC has really done the right thing because the court has ordered the ADC to go back to the High Court where you should have started instead of going through all this route and giving Nigerians the IBP? Do you think the ADC managed this issue very well? Instead of going to the substantive case, they went about appealing what was not even before the court. So how does that feel like now?
But you know that the Supreme Court is the apex court of the country. And if the Supreme Court recognized David Mark's leadership, I don't know what you are talking about, what you are now insinuating.
But the Supreme Court ordered that the ADC should go back to the High Court for the substantive judgment where you were asked to serve to come and explain why an injunction should not be given against the ADC. So the Supreme Court has ordered for that case to continue. So what is the ADC doing now as regard that?
I don't think anything is rattling ADC. What we know that the court is there to look into any complaint. Do you understand? And if you heard what the Supreme Court said concerning the appeal court judgment, you remember when they said, that this is an internal matter of the party. So if it's an internal matter of the party, if the apex court says David Mark is the leader or the chairman of the party, I don't think the lower court will do a different thing.
Okay, the lower court will not do a different thing. Are you preempting the court now?
Not that I'm preempting the court. Not that I'm preempting the court.
Yes.
I'm saying this in as somebody who believes in the rule of law. Do you understand?
All right.
Yeah.
So
and we have right for lawful association.
Of course, lawful association. So with this now, INEC has restored David Mark-led leadership. They have already, if you go to the agenda, the leadership of David Mark and Aregbesola is now on the portal. Does it mean that the convention you people had has now been regularized, or by the law it is now effective? Because the court judgment of the High Court says they should not recognize the newly state executive that was elected during that convention. So what do you have to say about that?
Let me tell you, our party believes in the rule of law. Okay. And I know that there are still a leadership, led by David Mark.
Okay.
Whose tenure will first of all elapse by 12th of May.
Okay.
You understand? Before you talk of the new leadership, I think followed the path to law, and there's no doubt about it. Because we will never behave like those who want to change.
Okay.
Yes. ADC is an embodiment of rule of law.
Yeah.
And since our target is to rescue Nigeria from the maladministration of ADC, I don't think any stone will be left in obeying the law, obeying the constitution of the country.
All right. Fine. You are obeying the constitution of the country. So when is the time for the current state executive? What's the date for their own time to expire? Because that's 12th of May.
12th of May.
So yes. Just 11 days from now, the state executive that were elected, their tenure will expire.
Yes, the one that have been taking control of the party
since before the coalition.
Yeah. No, not before the coalition. Just the Mark-led ESCO, the one that have been taking care of this. And then when we reach there, we now talk of how to inaugurate the new ESCO.
All right.
You know, by law, we are permitted to do our congresses and conventions. So far as we don't read of the law, the most important thing is that those serving will serve out their tenure.
Okay.
You understand? Once their tenure is served out, then the new regime will take over. That's in ADC. These are properly done, my brother.
Okay.
We are not a pariah party like others.
So how do you for body now?
I'm very, very, very fine, you know.
Okay.
Very, very fine, because very, very fine. If it is a saving agenda we are pursuing,
okay,
you know, we won't jubilate. But the fact remains that Nigerians are happy. We want to see our country work again. Let me refer you to the lives of Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Ginger Crusoe. Go and check what happened when man was in state of nature. Do you understand? When man was in a state of nature, that led to the government coming into existence. Just
right.
then,
right.
we are the mighty. We are pulling the weaker ones. If there's any difference that time and what is happening in Nigeria today, just tell me.
All right. Now, quickly, before I let you go, the court case has come and gone. The Supreme Court has affirmed David Mark. Then, have you people decided on anything, consensus or the primary elections are supposed to come up? Yesterday, we saw Atiku and David Mark meeting in David Mark house with Adobe and all that. And a lot of people are reading meanings. Is there any rumble in ADC concerning that?
You know, people will always insinuate something. Even the ones sponsored by APC people. Do you understand? I don't think we don't even have any problem in our party. I'm telling you, Atiku is a senior brother to P2B, and P2B sees even Atiku as his leader.
Okay.
You understand? There's no problem at all. You know, this is the imagination of the people who don't want Nigerians to be rescued. They are the people trying to create problems. There's no problem.
All right, thank you very, very much. Okay, Don, who has a question for you?
Okay, sir, last question. I know you all are rejoicing. So, in all honesty, what is the way forward now? Is it something you want to open up the basket about, or you just don't want to say anything about it?
You heard that?
Hello?
No, please come again.
Okay, I said I know it's a good thing on your side, for the ADC in particular, but I'm asking, what is the way forward now? Do you want to say something about it, or you don't want to say something about it?
No, the way forward is this. Now that the first step is gone, Nigerians are happy. We are going to come out with a program where you will see our transparent primary. You will see transparent primary that will be acceptable to all and sundry. Okay. Because we know that Nigerians expect us at all costs to succeed. And we don't want to fail you people. If we are going to adopt the primary, it's going to be transparent. If it is consensus, it is going to be transparent. Nigerians will be satisfied. Do you understand?
Okay.
So, I want you to now, you will see behave of activities, human activities. Do you understand? Human activities that will lead to our primaries where we select the best person that can rescue Nigeria, the best person that can wipe out the tears of Nigerians, the best person that can bring back light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
Honorable Mark Donald Amadi, who is the State Publicity Secretary of ADC Imo State. God bless you for your time.
Bless you too, my brother.
Thank you.
All right. Well, back here in the studio, we are being joined now by Barrister Chuks Aguba of the Valid Solicitors. He is here to help explain the judicial implication of this judgment. Good morning and welcome, Barrister.
Good morning,
Good morning,
sister. Good morning, beautiful Imolite and fellow discussants.
Thank you,
Barrister.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Steve. It's obvious I'm going to start with you because it's your first time here. The APP has not been in court, and there are also a court case against the APP where they're even thinking of deregistering the APP. There's a court case like that. I believe you're aware of that. So with what is going on in the Nigerian judicial system, do you think the APC is going to be, the APP is going to be dragged into judicial issues like the rest of the opposition political parties?
Thank you once again. I want to use this opportunity to
Speak to the microphone so that everybody can hear. Raise it up a little. All right, thank you.
use this opportunity. Thank you for granting me the air to be here this particular morning on behalf of the leadership of my party, the main opposition party in Imo State, the party with 2 National Assembly members, the party that has structures across the 305 wards of Imo State and 3 senatorial zones and 27 local governments. APP, for the records, have come to stay. I want to reassure you about that. Talking about the litigation, that litigation is frivolous and ridiculous because INEC, the umpire that oversees and supervises election in Nigeria, have arrested that matter that APP is not only legitimate, but legal and constitutionally granted to operate as a political party. So today, in Nigeria, in Imo, across the state and FCT Abuja, APP has no problem. So what you saw a few days ago as a result of litigation or no litigation is just a figment of imagination from mischief makers, especially the opposition party, who felt that the momentum gained by APP is threatening towards the election that is approaching 2027. And we believe that with the strength to have in Imo, across Nigeria, that we're going to win the elections. If the bell is rung today for election, APP in Imo will grab Douglas House, 3 territorial seats, and the 10 federal house seats, as well as 27 constituency seats in Imo State. We are sure of that because
Steve, why? Don't begin to play your trumpet too much.
That is the truth. That is the true
Calm down. Everybody go come here.
I am
Since you declared yourself the major opposition party, una never rest. I hope you know that one. Then they can talk. They want to add fuel for the fire. All right, let's. We just had to get you up to speed with that. Litigation is real. It's not figment of imagination. You're already in court. And you know that anything that hurts the Nigerian court, anything can happen.
I agree with
Say what? Anything can happen. Why?
It has no locus. The lawyer is here. It has no locus.
It has no locus.
At the end of it will be deflated.
Okay.
Is it a suit by the incorporated trustees of former House of whether representative of what?
What?
Yeah.
The interlopers. I agree with you.
Okay, you agree with him. So anyway, APP said they are now the major opposition. The PDP did now. Labour Party did the ADC did
agree as to major.
No. I understand what you agree with in the court case. APP we just come yesterday. So now they not turn to major opposition.
Yeah, I think region that makes you an opposition party.
Okay.
If you say you are the main opposition party, where are the characteristics? We have the characteristics. Election was done.
You only have one strong man, Ugochinyere.
No.
Who is very strong within his domain.
Dr. Matthew Nwogu is a member representing Abombise and Ngokpala Federal Constituency. That is a member of the National
So you want to challenge a party that has 27 local government chairmen and other state governor plus state assembly and everything. You say you now have more structures than them?
Is it APC?
Yes.
Time will tell. Time is the greatest denominator.
All right, great to have you. Anyway, let's go into the issue at hand, which is the Supreme Court judgment. John, let me start with you. I believe Barrister is here. You have been angling to speak with the lawyer. Lawyer is here now, so fire down. Before we get into this message, there are plenty messages here to read. See, Jesus Christ.
Barrister.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, good morning, Barrister. Yes, I told him while we were reading the whole court gerund, I had to tell Barry that let's not go and say anything that is contrary to this particular language. We need a barrister to diffuse this language appropriately so that others can understand. And what I did was to actually list them down. Now, based on the judgment that was given by the court, I think I have up to like 3 or 4, but I'll just put them one by one and see if you can just summarize all of them. I think the first one the court said is it should have been, the Apex Court said they would have responded since September 4, 2025 when the application came up. It should have shown cause why their application wasn't granted. There's an ellipsis before this. It means there was other words before it based on the application that was filed by the ADC. Now, secondly, we have when an appeal was later filed challenging the orders made by the lower court concerning maintaining status quo antebellum, the Apex Court held that the trial court should have granted or refused the application, but they did not. They did not do that. And then the last one, or second to the last, they talked about the Constitution, which the trial court did not hold to when that application was filed. And that Constitution was based on Section 24, subsection 1F, subsection 2. And then the last one that brought the whole problem was that the justice also held that because the appeal did not arise from an actual order granting or refusing an injunction, leave of court was required before a valid appeal could be filed. In all of this, in summary, is that based on the application that was filed, there were so many laxes that the trial court or the other court in question did not put in place, by which making it difficult for the Apex Court to actually lay a particular junction. So I think, is it like maybe the Apex Court is actually putting this to contradict what they have said, or this is something they should have done before all of this blew out in this manner?
Okay, I think it's like you put a whole lot of things there that will confuse our listeners.
Okay.
Yes, even as a lawyer, you are even already confusing me.
Okay, so how should I break it down for you?
I don't know if you are asking a question.
Okay, let me summarize it for you.
You are trying. No, I cannot know what you're trying to unravel.
Okay.
But I know you're trying to go deep from when this case started.
Yeah.
Up to now that the Supreme Court have decided on it.
Yeah.
But we've been here before, and
yes, that's what I told him.
Yes, we explained the beginning of this case.
Yes.
That the ADC did not. What they did was to rush to Court of Appeal to say stop Federal High Court from continuing with what is before it.
Okay.
That they cannot come into this matter. It's internal party affairs. They stop them from continuing with what is before it.
Okay.
And Court of Appeal refused that. Understand?
Yeah.
And they made a far-reaching, overreaching order.
Okay.
Which is to the effect that
INEC now reacted.
No, the issue of
status quo antebellum
that is causing problem everywhere.
Yeah.
And that is just what the Supreme Court, because if you check, Supreme Court only said that Court of Appeal, having dismissed this application before it, and stated that they don't have any jurisdiction and that they should go back to Federal High Court.
Yeah.
Them too, they lack the jurisdiction to make any order. Okay. Since the matter substantively is before a court, you do not make an order over a matter that is before another court.
Okay.
You understand me? That's all that the Supreme Court, to explain it to a simple language
term,
for people to understand, so that we leave out the jargons that we use.
So does it mean that the Apex Court, what they have said now, is it law abiding? Does it mean that ADC can now go back to do?
No, avoiding initially.
Yeah.
Remember, they were avoiding it. That was why they
had to go to
Court of Appeal.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court said, go back to Federal High Court and decide your leadership issues.
Okay.
But we are removing that order.
That of status quo antebellum
placed by Court of Appeal. They don't have that jurisdiction
to place
it. Let's remove it, but go back.
Okay.
So we are removing the shackle. It's as if they are starting afresh from where they were before.
Okay.
That's what happened. That is the actual, if you ask me, that is the actual status quo antebellum.
Okay.
Because you remember I explained it that time that
Yes.
status quo antebellum, if we define it properly, it should be a situation where every party was
Remain where
at the
you are.
time these conflicts began.
Okay.
Before
And
the High
when
Court.
the conflict started, it was David Mark that his name appeared on the INEC
INEC.
portal. So if you defined it, if you followed it, that is the status quo. God said, let the status quo remain.
Okay.
So the whole of this thing was blown out by
So
INEC.
God simply says, since understanding this status quo is a problem, you don't have the power to even put it there. Let's remove it. So even if you put back the name of David Mark, it has not solved the leadership problem.
Okay.
They still have a case in Federal High Court. There is nothing to celebrate. As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing to celebrate, you know. For me, it's premature because there is nothing in favor of anybody. They still have a very big problem in that party.
So
When you have internal party disputes, one faction begins to celebrate. It's even a signal that you are a failure.
All right.
Because you people should come to a compromise
time.
and agree
Time
to form
is
a
not a
formidable
friend.
force to move forward. If one start celebrating, the other is not. That means there is division. I know what the Bible said about a house divided against.
Your fault.
So please, Barrister, before Barry takes over, so if they go to the High Court now and High Court says, okay, there is no David Mark leadership in the ADC, so does it mean that they will
No,
actually keep to it?
Yes, if they go to the now there is no judgment as to the leadership of ADC at the national level. Even Abdul Malik has even come to confuse them further.
Yeah.
Because the 29th
The state excuse.
the 2 days, the judgment, the order he made 2 days ago from the states, is it 7 of them? 7 state school leaders that came to court and said, no, these people cannot remove us or control us. The National Working Committee cannot. Please restrain them from doing anything from us until we determine our position in court. And the court made that order too.
All right.
Let me tell you, it's technical. Now, so you are celebrating that the status quo antebellum has finally been defined for you. They have asked them to remove
Which was
it.
the problem they created on themselves.
But now, you cannot, by the order of Abdul Malik now, control the
state
congresses at
executives.
the state level.
Now,
That is where the confusion
now the issue, why I was speaking with the ADC publicity secretary, he said their tenure is expiring by
May
12th of May. And even after the Congress, the ADC made it clear that these people who were elected, they will step in after these people's tenure elapsed, which was May 12th. It was clear. So I think these 7 state executives that went to court were just creating a mischief because they never said they were going to control them.
You see, that's the problem. Even when parties are creating mischief,
Yes.
you cannot overlook their mischief.
Of
That
course.
was the problem of PDP. When Lamido went to court and said they denied him access to nomination form,
Yeah.
and so therefore that they shouldn't hold the convention, court stopped them from holding it. They
And they
denied
thought it
the
was a
access.
joke.
Yes, and courts gave the order. And these other people flouted it and continued and went on to hold there. And they said, no, court doesn't, is internal. Even if a Sharia court now sentences you and you appear there, they sentence you and say, take you to prison. You're going until
Another court set it aside. Now,
lawyers go to say, no, he doesn't have jurisdiction to take you there. Another court will make order say you don't, and they bring you out. You see the way it works. If there is an order, you are not the one to
You're
say
supposed
this
to
order
obey.
is rubbish.
It
is the order of courts. Even if a magistrate court makes it,
Yeah.
you have to wait and go and vacate it or follow the due process of handling orders of court. That was the problem of PDP. So if they start saying these state people, this state leadership that went to court, that they are mischief makers, they should follow it and handle it.
That is a very important point. It was going to bring me into this issue of jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court has made it clear the party affairs are party internal affairs. The court should not stay inside. Now, at what point can the court step into a matter that is an internal affair, but at what level of, let's say, issues within the party, if it affects their party constitution, the Nigerian constitution, can the court step in at that point in time? What will make the court step in to a party affairs matter.
Good. That is exactly. It's a thin line. It's
Okay.
a thin line. You have mentioned constitution now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If 2 of us, 5 of us gather now, and we put up something to become a guiding principle for all of us.
Okay.
You know, nobody will come if we start quarreling among ourselves. Nobody outside should come and help us except our 5 of us.
Indirectly.
But if we now go against what all of us have agreed, one of us cannot say, no, this thing we agreed and is on paper. It's our constitution. At that moment, one of us can now go and tell the outsiders, come and interpret. This is what this thing is.
All right.
At
now,
that moment, now it's a thin line. It's
so the court, as at that time, can now step in. It's no longer
That's what I'm telling
a matter of its internal party affair. It's a matter of constitutional breaches.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay, great. I just needed everybody to understand when the court can step in, so we'll know why this case in the
Where there
Federal
is an
High
obvious
Court.
violation of the constitution
Now,
of
in
that
this
party.
case now, the party of ADC, the constitution stipulates that you must be a member for so and so time
Yes.
before you're qualified
To be, yeah.
an elected member.
Good.
2, there was no point in time where they say interim executive will be set and blah, 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 blah. According to, I took time, I went through the constitution.
constitution.
But before this interim was done, there was an amendment to that effect, to which all of them agreed to.
An
Will that-
amendment to the
To
constitution.
the Constitution, which provides that the new formed people will be given that interim, this in which they agreed and ratified by INEC, because they have documents to show for that. Can that stand in court?
If actually, which I'm not privy to, there was an amendment to a constitution. Constitution usually have an amendment provision.
Okay.
If there was
If the amendment was done after the constitution of the new executive, will it fly?
No, it won't.
Okay.
It won't.
So
That's
Thank
so
you.
I just needed I needed everybody to understand
Yeah.
the intricacies involved.
You cannot use an amendment to legalize an illegality.
Oh, great.
That is just it. You
Great.
cannot.
That's a beautiful way of saying it.
Yeah.
That's a very beautiful way. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Because we are now back to what the David Mack factions have been dodging from. Let me use that word. Because a lot of people say they
Federal
are
High
dodging from the Federal High Court. Because if they were not dodging from that particular case,
Go back to square one.
with this happenings now, would you think that there is something that ADC is running away from going to hear the substantive case because there is a skeleton that they know that if it goes to court, the court will uproot?
Yes, I think so. I think so. That was the reason why they rushed. But I am not in their. I'm not one of their lawyers. I don't have their brief.
Okay.
We only listen to news and read what we read on papers. I don't have their files. But I feel there must be a skeleton they are afraid of in the cupboard that they are afraid of. Because if you ask, you have already stated it here now that you went through their constitution and you discovered some things that they later amended. And you said the amendment happened after the act.
I couldn't ascertain when it did happen because it was in the process of the creation of the coalition that these things were
I
also
don't think
hurriedly
they will
done.
do the amendment after the
Yeah,
act.
it was
Because
before.
I know they have very seasoned lawyers among them.
No,
and
because-
politicians.
no, because-
who understood
because
that
as at that
if you
time-
do this thing, it will be invalid. So I think
as at that time they were all together, including the Balagombe.
okay, they
They were have agreed gentlemanly.
We will amend later.
We amend later, and then the man just went and took boom after the whole thing. So, okay, I can hold on to this.
No, they had done it already.
All right, no,
Yeah,
wait.
you said it that day.
Whether they did it before and after is left for the court to determine. We will wait. I'm just getting to raise certain things that people should understand when the court decide,
To come
so
in.
we don't begin to
Shout, because we use sentiment to discuss it on the street.
because this is a very, very serious matter. Because from the look of things, why would they rush to the appeal court if what the court say, come and tell us why this injunction should not be given for you to stop parading yourself as national leaders? That was the injunction that was before the court.
Yeah.
If there is a jurisdiction of a party internal party affairs, then they should have gone to the court to verify and clear that.
Remember, let me shock you. Remember, those people were supposed to obtain that order as party, meaning without
Yes,
serving
thank
them.
you.
But when they went to the court said, no, we are not going to listen to you.
To you
We are not
without-
going to grant
without
you
hearing those
yes.
people.
Go back.
Serve the other people.
Yes.
We want to hear them before we restrain them from parading themselves at the interim.
Now,
Go and serve them. They were supposed to obtain that order interim
that was it.
without service. So,
yes, but the court refused.
Court said no, serve them, let them come. Immediately they say serve them, let them come. They rush
to this appeal
that's where
court.
the problem
Now,
is.
I keep saying here that they created this problem themselves. Now the Supreme Court has helped them to fix their problem. Now they have nothing to do than to go and face this substantive
And they don't
case.
have time.
That is the worst one.
That's where let me tell you, the best they can do, I still believe, why courts usually say internal affairs is that find the internal mechanism
and
with
solve
which
your
you
problem.
can solve your problem without coming to us, because time is of essence, and delay is in our bosom. If you come here, you are the one that's delaying yourself. And at that time, for me, I wouldn't have advised that this going to Supreme Court is a waste of time. They should have returned to Federal High Court and started fighting their battle there. By now, maybe they would have
gotten to
a
appeal
certain
court
level.
again.
If you want to do it
Because
by any means you want to do it, that's your business. But now that you've wasted all this time to Supreme Court, you're going back to the Federal High Court. All that you succeeded in doing is to put in your name.
All right, now before I go
On
back
the
to
IREF, which
Salvatore and
for me
Steve,
means nothing.
Salvatore and Steve, I have two more things I wanted to clear. There was a letter purportedly written by Balam Gombe resigning and then agreeing with the interim letter. That's the person that went to court. If that is brought forward, whether it is claimed to be forged or not forged, would there be any legal implication if that is brought to court as evidence and the court looks at it and then whether they signed before or after or during?
Yes, that now goes to the judge himself.
Okay.
The judge is the one that ascribes weight to evidence before it. It's for the judge to ascribe weight to that particular evidence. If they call, this is originating someone. What I mean by that, for instance, is that nobody is going to sit down to give evidence.
Okay.
Nobody is coming to court and he will sit down like Salvador is seated and the lawyer will be asking him question. Are you saying you did not sign this?
That's what the Supreme Court cannot do.
Someone. It goes by affidavit evidence.
But it can happen in the Federal High Court. Sitting down to talk can happen. This thing I'm talking about, both federal and state, they are the same. Both federal and state high court does the same thing. What I mean by at the state, this federal high or state high court, at the high court, let's use the word high court.
It can happen.
But at the Supreme Court
now, in this particular case, it's by originating someone. They went to court for the court to define, to interpret a particular document, either their constitution or any other thing. When you go to court to interpret document, you go by originating someone because the document is there speaking for itself.
Okay.
You are not calling anybody to come and give evidence. The document will just speak for itself. You say, section this of this our constitution, court, interpret it. So
is there any lacuna? Is there any lacuna that would set aside that document?
The person who is coming to give evidence, maybe Salvador, wouldn't come to sit down there. Salvador will swear, will deposit it in an affidavit
in writing
and sign it as oath.
Okay.
Court will now, it will be attached to that application. It becomes evidence of the parties, what they are using to support themselves.
At that time, it's the decision of the judge.
You're talking about, that document you're talking about that he may have signed or maybe he did not sign, will be attached as exhibit to Salvador's affidavit.
Okay.
Salvador will now make reference to it and say he signed this and he agreed with us that he has resigned. I hereby annex it and marked as exhibit A. Now, so when court is reading it, there's nobody there. It's only the court that will assess this evidence on its own. And they ascribe probative values to it.
That brings me to a final one where I needed us to also bring back. Recall that there was a judgment in the court that said Nwosu's tenure has since elapsed.
Yes.
And as at that time, there was no convention, there was no leadership change, there was no election.
Yes.
It meant there was no leader. So the ADC had no leader prior to the coalition.
But they will have, their BOT must be there.
The BOT must be there, but the BOT never took like what the PDP BOT has said they are not in charge. The one that led BOT say they are not in charge. There was nothing like the BOT of the ADC. Nwosu was still functioning as the chairman, supported by the likes of Bala from 2023 till this coalition started. So
Bala was even in that.
Bala was also part of it. My question is now, if they said that the constitution stipulates it must be this, it must be that, and Bala's tenure has elapsed, Nwosu's tenure has elapsed, it means the party has no leadership. How can this play out now? How can this whole scenario play out? Judging from the previous document regime the court judgment that said your tenure has elapsed, it means you don't have a leader.
What it entails is that you can't place something on nothing and expect it to stand.
Okay.
If there's an existing judgment that said your tenure has elapsed,
okay,
you cannot enter into any further legitimate, consensus agreement or anything with anybody regarding to flowing from that very office that you no longer occupy.
But I believe they say there's a time, what was that name? Something, you even said it one time that a time has a doctrine of waiting time from this level to this time. And there was no action. There was no action taken, enforcement of that court judgment, nothing. And this time was
talking about execution.
Yes, execution of that court judgment was not executed. There was
This is not. It's not every. When we go to that one now, we are going into law classes. that judgment stands executed.
Okay.
There are some judgment that are executory of itself. This judgment court has made an order. It is what it is. You're no longer. You are the one. Remember, they went to court. And court, you are a party to it. Court said your tenure has elapsed.
So who went to court that time, sir? Please let me check. Who went to court that time? That Nwosu, is it Kachuku and the rest of them?
It's one of them. What's that his name? It's
not Bala.
No, it's not
It was Bala. Is it Kachuku?
Kachuku was the presidential candidate.
Yes, it was. After that, then I have issues that Nwosu tenure has elapsed. He has to leave because
as his group.
As I was the presidential candidate, he automatically was supposed to be the leader of the party, according to what they were arguing, if I remember correctly. But then. Anyway, time is flying like there's no tomorrow. Let's bring in our listeners. And then, Steve, you are enjoying the conversation. I see you're listening with intent. You don't concern your party, but with all what do you make of this, your opposition, their co-opposition party to the APC? What do you make of this whole thing?
From the explanation, it is risky. Very risky. It's like a bobby trap. So if I will advise ADC, I will advise that they should do plan B, because this is politics. There's intrigues. They should do plan B. Like what Barrister will have said, you can't beat something on nothing and let it to stand. Look at the time it's going to have. They have to exhaust that particular issue in the Federal High Court. Now, retire to that P Court. They don't have the time before it will collapse at the Supreme Court. What if they have the opposite judgment?
Exactly.
Wow.
So,
dicey. Well, I made that at the beginning. I said it's a very dicey situation.
50-50.
And now Barrister don't make them worse. You don't explain. I'm like, come clear now.
It's clear.
Everybody's not clear with the facts. And now all the people jubilating. Now you know the problem ADC has put itself inside. And then we know the next. But INEC also witnessed all this thing and certified or verified it and then put it on their list. Does that give them a little leeway out of this situation?
Yeah, it's only allows them to continue, but at the moment they are seen as.
I'm talking about way before they play something or nothing. But INEC also joined them in placing something or nothing.
Even if it's INEC, nobody places something or nothing. And
while are they? Comrade Salvatore. Salvatore, just before I come to you, let's take one or two calls. Let's talk one or two calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Barry, good morning. I'm lawyer, good morning.
The senior citizen. Welcome aboard.
Senior citizen, welcome.
I'm senior citizen, Mazio. Barry, congratulations. I hope you have received a license from the Nigerian Council of Legal Education to run law classes
from the class this morning, right?
Yeah, that's a special one.
Thank you.
Thanks so much to the lawyer. Yes. Yeah. Barry, if I don't hold a party card, but I have my voter's card, and I will definitely vote. So, and tell you all those who have been talking, everybody must go there to vote. Barry, listen to this. If I have a connection with ADC, there are so many A's and C's now, you don't know which one. But if I have any connection with ADC, they are standing on very slippery ground. they are descending a hill without any walking stick or anything to help them maintain their balance. Good morning, Barry. I'm senior citizen. Special greetings, Amadi. I keep making mistake with the first name, Salva. Amadi is all right.
Amadi is all right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. A senior citizen there. He just says it's small, but you will get plenty meaning. If you don't understand, you don't understand. All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
I greet you.
Barry, good morning.
Thank you.
You can tell myself I'm watching them. I'm ready from Amimo. There's nothing to fear about. ADC will come to say, we see it. God has penciled them, established them to overtake this present government. Whether legally or not, they will succeed. I'm telling you this because I know that the other party is compromised with money. They have been bribed with money, but they will fail because Nigerians are suffering. The suffering is unbearable. Any party, the battle is between Nigerians and the APC. Barry, before that man, between Nigerians and the APC, and not even party, even Esqueta party, we win APC if it is done well. And that is why we are praying. God is there for us, and God will fight the battle. We see what will happen. It's spiritual implosion, not physical. Forget about the grammar. We have decided 2027 will not be 2023. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's just rush some of these messages. Time is no longer a friend. I'm being told that I have a guest that is coming in now. We have to cut our short a little bit. If I ain't going from Obiako, Igbema says good morning, happy new month, and happy Workers' Day to you, Barry and Don. Supreme Court restoring David Mack-led ADC leadership is a good news to hear so far from Supreme Court since APC government took over power. We have this one says, good morning, Barry Cosmos, and happy, beautiful Ekoma, and our mentor, Chief Salvatore Amadi. Hamofuegu Chinedu from Umuaka Linaze. The verdict of the Supreme Court was more of a confused and hanging verdict delivered. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, he went ahead to do the explanation, no time. Bye, Don and Salvatore, happy new month and terrible Workers' Day. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I hope that's not for me. Don, are you?
I thought you were the one reading it.
Supreme Court has descended again to the gallery of indignity. How do you describe such hogwash rulings? APC is ingloriously desecrating every aspect of our polity. If nothing is done to reject this present dispensation, Nigeria will never be same again. All right, this other one says, good morning, Barry, George. John Ekoma is happy new month and Workers' Day. My name is Felix Wozuzu. Barry and George Don, I really want to thank God that we survived the month of April. At least there is no ransom on our head. If not, the 750K loan hanging on each of every one of us, but God will see us through. Thank you very much. Bonjour, Barry and Princess Ekoma of the best radio station in Nigeria. I remain Ejiko Gbonna. From the good people of Amapuridera Zombe. Barrio, our judiciary have got it right this time. At least Nigerians can beat their chest and there is a gate party that can battle APC come 2027. No happy yet. All right. Jesus, this one a newspaper. Jesus. Our time is over. I know, I can see you. This one says, good morning, my eloquent and majestic Barry Cossey and beautiful Don George. I feel so cold to talk this morning. All right, sorry, madam, no vex. Go take paracetamol. Mr. Barry and Co., good morning to you. All information reaching us is that after the judgment of ADC matter, Atiku Abubakar and some leaders went to closed-door meeting. Thank you very much. Our time is over. Yes. Before my SM goes sanction me, I don't see him and some women gather for one room, they discuss. What did they discuss? I don't know. Now, Workers' Day. If I hear my name for Namat, my name is Barry Cosmos. Thank you very much, Barrister Steve.
Yes,
Barrister Chooks, and of course, Comrade Salvatore. Sorry, our time is over. We can't have this conversation. Salvatore, thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Steve, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let's do this again tomorrow or on Monday because it's time for us to leave right about now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7 of fresh.